they may like the novelty for the first 15, 20 minutes. Then, you know, as an hour goes by
Maybe
and
they're
they're
jazz
hearing
fans.
New Orleans jazz, I mean,
But they're coming to hear that. You know, so there'll be a certain enthusiasm.
a big problem is that I'm not a sufficient enough musician to hold their interest. If you have a concert and you have a real, you know, artist out there who can play, if this was, you know, Sidney Bechet or John Coltrane or somebody that can, you know, then just to hear them play, you don't need anything else. They're endlessly creative and great. But, you know, that doesn't obtain here. You know, this has a different quality to it.
So every country we go to, that you only do one show, you see it as the closing.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
You see it as the opening?
Yes.
Well, not
Tonight's
every
the
night is
opening.
You know, I'm sure there's something we're going to find out. Unless it's nothing, unless it's the same thing we do at Michael's Pub. You know, I'm not going to bore them with it, but, you know, just say hello and a couple of lines and then get on to the playing. You know, at some point maybe introduce the musicians.
That's it?
Yeah, that's more than it. That's the maximum.
Did you have a good trip?
Oh yeah, it was a breeze. I went over to Paris first, just because I had to get like one night of sleep, you know, to get oriented. And Paris is the only place outside of New York that I can survive. You know what I mean? I can't come right to another country. I have to go to Paris,
Really?
and I know I'm in Europe,
You like
and I can go from there. Yeah. And they built it a exact replica of my $12 Ramponi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I told them I only wanted 2 keys here, no more. Oh, no.
That's
no
what I'm saying. It's
frame.
amazing. It just looks like an old, but it's brand new.
I didn't want any extra weight on it.
But when you guys sit down, just start into a blues and see.
And then we just go. We just play whatever we want and take it like we're playing at Michael's.
All right?
I don't know how many people are out there. What's the capacity of this room?
I don't know.
I think they said like 1,700,
1,800.
It's hilarious. Yeah, theoretically this should be fun for us. You know, I mean, you know, it should not have the sense of obligation or you know, we should just have a good time and should be our pleasure. We want to say hello to you, and I don't know if you can understand me. I can't speak any Spanish because I didn't pay attention in school years ago. We're very honored to be playing here in Madrid, and we're going to play for you tonight the music of New Orleans. It's the original birthplace of jazz, as you undoubtedly know, and it's very primitive music, and it will be composed mostly of blues and ragtime and dance music and parade music. So, you know, if you sit back and relax, and we'll do our best for the next hour and a half or so and sing some songs for you and play music, and thank you all for coming.
It's sort of like an ancient dialect of jazz. It's not something you can find anymore. I mean, it's hard enough to find any kind of old jazz. This type is non-existent. Even in New Orleans, where it originated, it's non-existent. It doesn't exist anywhere.
What we're trying to achieve is crude and make the word crude a very acceptable term. We like it. Most people think of crude and they go, ugh. But crude is the term that should be used, but it should be used in a very favorable light.
when I was a teenager. I heard some New Orleans jazz and became completely obsessed by it. So much so that I ran out and bought an instrument and learned to play it. There's nothing between you and the pure feeling of the playing. There is no cerebral element to it at all.